You need this.
So far so good. We want to first of all congratulate the people of Ol Kalou for turning out in large numbers. As you can see, we have witnessed an unprecedented, very historic moment in this constituency, whereby initially there was some insinuation of police intimidation, but the people have gone against the grain and woken up in high spirit to come and vote. As you can see, we have all cadre of people coming in. We have the elderly, we have the middle-aged, we have the young people who have braved the morning dew just to come and demonstrate and exercise their democratic right. We have also seen that IEBC were able to open up the polling stations in good time. All we want to urge our people is that the KIMS kit is a little bit slow, but just to urge IEBC to make sure they rectify any technicalities that we are facing right now. But just to encourage our people of Ol Kalou to stick to the line. However long it takes to be on that line, kindly do it for Kenyans, because these are moments whereby all Kenyans are going to witness how government has been pumping in resources against the law, against the code of conduct, electoral code of conduct. But I'm sure that the people of Ol Kalou will disappoint them. We have had incidences last evening. We had some incidents whereby plain police officers were attacked a village, but we were able to calm that down and to report that everything is okay, save of vehicles, government vehicles moving around without number plates. We have asked our people that we will not allow any government vehicle or any vehicle whatsoever to move around without identification. The same applies to the police officers who have been deployed here today. We want all the police officers to be accountable of their actions, and therefore we'll be demanding that all police officers must ensure that they display their force number to the citizenry of Ol Kalou. Otherwise, I want to say that from the pulse, the electoral pulse, I can confidently say that DCP is the party to watch. Of course, with a little bit attempt of competition from Jubilee Party, and then the rest can follow. Yeah.
Kufikia sasa una imani kuwa mchakato unaendelezwa kwa njia huru na haki?
Mimi naona so far so good. Tuna tatizo lolote. Ni kuhimiza tu kwamba wale polisi waweze kujitambulisha. Sababu tumeona kuna polisi wengine ambao wanatembea bila vitambulisho zao na bila uniform. Tungependa wavalie zile gwanda za polisi, kwa sababu hatutaki kuona, hatujui kutofautisha kati ya polisi na gun. So tunataka tafadhali polisi wote, make sure you identify yourself. Hatujakuwa na fujo yoyote. Jana jioni kidogo tu ndio kuna watu walijaribu kwenda pale kwa kijiji fulani ambapo chief alikuwa anagawa mchele na maragwe. Wakaweza kuleta fujo sana kule, lakini watu wetu waliweza kuhakikisha kwamba fujo hiyo imekuwa calm down, na watu Ol Kalou ni watu wa amani. Tuko na uhakika tunaenda kuibuka washindi, na kusema tu kwamba hii itakuwa funzo kwa hii serikali ya kiimla.
Kuna mama mmoja amekaa kwenye line zaidi ya saa moja, anasema kwa foleni yao isongi, mara sijui KIMS kit imekataa. Ningesema kusema
ni ukweli, tumeangalia katika polling stations za kadha na sio zote. Utapata kwamba hiyo KIMS kit inaenda polepole, sio kwa sababu ya system yao, kwa sababu ya vidole za wamama wazee kidogo zinachukua muda kidogo kupata hiyo fingerprint. Lakini tumeongea na IEBC, they'll be able to even provide a special KIMS kit for the elderly so that they do not line up for a very long time. Tungependa kuhimiza wamama wetu wazee, vijana, hata ikichukua muda gani, tafadhalini msichoke, msimame kwenye foleni, muhakikishe kwamba tumeweza piga kura jinsi vile katiba inasema. Asante. Thank you.
Is your routine with family and work interfering with your project? Let Smithbook take care of it for you. Get your ebook finished today.
Kwamba kutakuwa na fujo, lakini tumeona kwamba hakuna fujo yoyote. Tungependa waweze hata polisi hao wakiwa 5,000, 20,000. Sisi ya maana ambayo tuliyofanya leo hapa ni kuhakikisha kwamba uchaguzi umefanywa kwa njia ya amani. Ni polisi wenyewe kupitia wale askari wao.
Ero DOA.
Disgruntled.
Now.
Kuna mambo mengine mazee alijifungua na huko yana kona mimba. My name is Herbert Jeroge. I'm a registered nurse. I am also a psychological first aider for children. I work at Ruiru at Pansha Upendo Clinic. Crippling pregnancy is the pregnancy whereby the woman herself or the healthcare provider, the pregnancy might go undetected until sometimes into late gestation. anyone is at risk, but mostly women who have conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, whereby missed periods are the case. So at times, a missed period may go unnoticed, and by the time the lady, the woman notices, she's already in labor or late in gestation. So there are several mechanisms that explain why a pregnancy can go undetected. There are cases like low HCG levels. Remember, the HCG is produced once the pregnancy is already forming. So low HCG levels or the dilute urine can bring false negative results. Other things like bleeding, implantation bleeding might occur while still during pregnancy, and it might be confused for menstruation. So people who are seeing negative results. Other things like bleeding.
For a polling station, they should not be idling in the street.
That I've called people for a rally. Kuhakikishia support.
This in light of instructions given a while back by our courts demand a by-election situation here.
Confident about the security deployment on that? I mean, come on, we are not at a war. For you to see such a heavy machinery deployed for just a by-election. This is a scenario where we expect Kenyans to come out without being intimidated by such machinery's presence on the ground. So it's a bit disappointing to see the extremes and the extent this regime or government would go to.
As fast as that motorbike has.
Been appointed in parastatus in a
Sure. Perceptive.
A24.
We drink.
nani? Muwaji anaua vijana.
The pictures that have been coming to you live for the past few minutes are coming to you live from Ol Kalou town in Ol Kalou constituency, where we are come today, and what is going on is the by-elections that are currently proceeding. And pictures that you saw were those of unidentified men in what we refer to as TX, Prado TX vehicles, black in color, well pimped up, that were arriving there. And while a group of young people had gathered initially, people from those vehicles did manage to scatter them and put them away. And what you're looking currently at are the young people actually barricading that road right there, putting wooden structures as well as rocks on that road. Some also carrying rocks in their hands and in their arms. And these scenes are coming to you live from Ol Kalou constituency. Welcome back. This is K24 giving you a wall-to-wall coverage of everything that is transpiring from that part of the country. Well, indeed. Today's afternoon is Mbogwa Nganga, an author and writer who's been in this space for quite some time. Mbogwa, when you look at these pictures, considering the season that we are currently at, and this being a litmus test for the general election that is yet to come, what do you make of it?
Number one, we are going to see an increase in violent incidents unless the police can step up and ensure that there is calm and there is order in the conduct of the by-election. So for me, that's a very big worry. The second worry that I've seen from the images is that the protesters do not have ink on their fingers, which means that most likely they have not cast their ballots. So even if you protest in the streets and you have not voted, you are going to have a serious problem with the outcome of the elections, because the most important thing to do on voting day is to vote. So for me, those are the two quick observations I've seen from the images.
Probably just to go over events that did happen before us getting here, and to also get the exact context of where we are currently at. Initially, we got our reporter Mbataru Mwangi getting to speak to some of the residents within Ol Kalou constituency, just getting a feel of how they were digesting the events as they were transpiring. And we had one of the residents right there speaking to the effect that IEBC was doing everything possible to ensure that the registration process was actually as smooth as possible, including the voting bit. We also had a resident from there speaking and saying that from the menial jobs that they actually do engage in, their fingerprint could not be captured by the Kimskit. And IEBC clerks directed him to go wash his hands, rest for a bit and come retry it. And he had done it twice by the time he was coming on air, and he was very enthusiastic about doing everything possible to ensure that he actually voted. But remember, we had IEBC Commissioner Anderito yesterday come to media and speak to the effect that the Commission was not planning on going the manual register way, but instead they would use all means, electronic voting, that is by, identified by biometrically, And he also mentioned that the second step after the biometric identification would be the alphanumeric identification. This being a very interesting marker, especially in an election that for some time we or the population has lost trust in manual voting.
The problem with manual voting is that the clerks can take a ruler and rule out your name and presume that you have voted and cast your ballot on your behalf. So that was the danger that we were trying to run away from as a country when we went electronic. However, we must acknowledge that for people who engage in manual work, like if you work in a quarry, or if you're a saloonist, or you use your fingers to do hard labor, then you are likely to lose the unique thumbprints or fingerprints that you have. In the past, what used to happen is that the people who had a special problem like that, they would be identified, and the IEBC officers, together with the agents and representing the various candidates, would come on board and say, this person has this problem, allow him to vote because he's in the register. And then now you can go to the alphanumeric. But you have to, first of all, put your fingerprint, and then you go to the next step, and then your name is ruled out in the voters register, the physical book, before you can be issued with a ballot paper.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And part of also what we got as feedback earlier on from the ground was Bataru Mwangi speaking to some of the residents who alluded to there being people who were bribing voters and those would-be voters right outside the polling stations. And these is despite there being very strong warnings from IEBC and the election observers who had spoken to the issue earlier on. Well, there is an argument that voters do know who they are going to vote for regardless of who is bribing them.
It's very difficult for a voter not to be swayed. I've seen images on social media of people receiving money on SMS, and there is a message there saying, you have received this amount of money from this candidate, and we wish you, this is not a bribe, it's fair for you to go to the polling stations. Mm-hmm. And then we have seen images, especially on Facebook, of people standing outside polling stations allegedly to bribe, and then them being chased out by members of the public. Okay. So it's very difficult to say that you can receive money from a candidate and fail to vote for them, because people are swayed by how they benefit. So it is an election offense. IEBC has called for people who have evidence to show it. And that's why I told you the police need to restore order, so that people like those, when they come, they are handled in the correct way, they are arrested by the police, and they are taken away from the scene, so that we can have peaceful and orderly voting. But when people receive money either electronically or physically, the chances of them being influenced by that money is very, very high.
So in your opinion, what they term as the voter knows who they are voting for, they will eat the money and vote for who they want.
It's a belief. It's a belief. Because in Kenyan politics, voters ask themselves, where am I benefiting? They don't ask themselves, who is the best leader? And that's a big difference, and it influences the outcome of our elections every year, from the MCA to the highest level, because the voters ask themselves, who has benefited me? They do not ask, who is the best leader? So even in this by-election, people receiving money, they are going to be influenced, because money is a very strong factor. This is a rural town. People don't get 1,000 shillings every day. So if they get someone who is paying them a substantial amount of money and giving them gifts, they are likely to be swayed. That's why it is classified as an election offense. But if you wanted to facilitate voters, you should have facilitated them before the end of the campaign period. After the end of the campaign period, any money or any incentive or any inducement given to a voter is obviously meant to influence them.
All right, in frame right there is a resident of Ol Kalou who appears to have been injured in the just concluded altercation that did happen a few minutes ago by people, a confrontation between the citizens who were right there barricading the roads and a few individuals who were ununiformed, or rather in civilian that did come from some very black Prado from the city center and happened to be there. Earlier on, we had reports of tension at Ol Kalou Comprehensive Primary School, where a group of young people were headed in that direction. Then we had reinforcement by police officers who did show up there and were trying to access the premise. Citizens would then show them the way out of and prevent them from accessing that particular school, and they were forced, the police officers were forced to move away from the said location, that is Ol Kalou Comprehensive Primary School. The pictures you're currently seeing are those of police officers. This is the uniform here. We have citizens around, no confrontation whatsoever. You're seeing them clapping for them. Whatever is unfolding here, we do not have, but generally we have our reporter, our boots on the ground as well, who will be updating us exactly on the details and the context of what is transpiring right here. But before then, we also had our reporter Mbataru Mwangi as well as Francis Wawira, who are on ground speaking to a number of residents. And one of the residents, a lady by the name Peris, did mention that there were hooded police officers who had visited the area around their polling station, and the said men are said to have been masked in civilian but armed. And she was alluding to these people being police officers. She also alleged that the said people had her photo on their phone, and they were very particular about who they were looking for, and this is in the homesteads surrounding the polling stations. And this in light of instructions given a while back by our courts demanding that, you know, if police officers were meant to be going to outside and interacting with the civilian public, then they ought to be identifiable on the minimum.
Correct, but if these are officers who are looking for a particular individual, most likely they are going to be hooded because they do not want to be identified. So that means that the mission they are on is not a very legal mission, because if you want to arrest someone, ordinarily you would send a police officer or an administration police officer, or you'd summon them to the police station or to the area chief's camp. So if there are people out there in hooded gear and they are armed and they are looking for a particular individual, then there is every reason to be worried that this person who is being looked for is either wanted or he is likely to be disappeared or to be tortured. So it's a very serious risk to public safety and to even to human rights, the human rights of the people who are affected.
All right. There was also an allegations of these, you know, men who were in uniformed and hooded going from home to home within Ol Kalou. One of the ladies speaking on TV right here earlier did say that these officers asked the people they found in the homesteads to go to their homes, and apparently this happened to be their home. When it comes to voter intimidation, which is a conversation that has been in play both in the run-up to the by-election and even today, earlier today, how does this play out?
We should not assume that everyone who is outside today is a voter, because in a population there are people who are registered voters, you have people who are not registered, you have children, you have the elderly, some of whom
look into this issue at the right time.
And if they were just hanging out, I didn't see the clip, so I don't have the benefit of having seen the clip. If they were just idling around, then the police to tell them to go home. If these people are going to a police station, to a voting area or a polling station, then they should not be idling in the streets or in the area around the polling station. So if your homestead happens to be near a school and that school is being used as a polling station, then you should expect heightened security in that area.
All right, here we've had a number of police officers just in confrontation or in conversation with part of the residents of Ol Kalou right here, and in frame is Sami Ngodo, the DCP candidate for the Member of Parliament in this particular by-election, just walking around and talking to some of the residents here. We can see part of his team guiding him around. We are going to be following these, and we can see him trying to signal the people to, around here to actually calm down, even as they direct him where he is headed. Remember,
he looks like he's going to vote.
Well, he did vote earlier.
Okay.
He did vote earlier, and he actually, by noon, when he was giving the update on the situation or the update, he appeared to be very, very, very content with how IEBC was running the by-election in terms of ease of voting, because we were right here on air, and his voting process went very smoothly, less than 10 minutes, and he was saying they've witnessed calm in the better parts of the constituency, because he had the benefit of visiting several polling stations before that, and he appeared to be very, very, very content with the conduct of elections as they were happening. As it seems now,
the privilege in the morning to visit several of the polling stations,
down supporters, and if you look at the numbers that we're witnessing right here,
turnout is very wonderful.
Number of people
have come out in numbers, and the officers that are there are doing quite a commendable job.
Put it,
just a few hitches here and there that are common, like in the morning.
People, you see,
some of our agents
to the polling
were
station
asked to
and you have
provide copies of the ID,
vote,
which is not a requirement by law.
Straight away,
but we had the arrow
and you're not to be
solving the problem
adequately.
adequately.
400 meters
so
close
from where I sit,
to
the process
school.
is going on very nicely.
While it
the security is very tight.
Feared from
the people are coming out in numbers, and I imagine them continue coming out. There's still time until 5.
Be far away.
Those that are still traveling, we wish them well, safe journeys.
If you have covered elections, if
so that every vote counts.
To build up
that is what we want. Every vote must count. We must exercise that right that is there in our constitution.
Or is likely to be a possibility
what we
of
call
violence.
universal suffrage.
So it's always advisable. Once you have voted, you clear the voting area. You can go to your nearest town to enjoy yourself, or you can go home, but you should avoid
I have done my campaign very well. I've put my trust in God.
So it's
the
a
numbers
procedure,
are very good
and that's how
from
it should be.
the exit polls, both from our side and even the side that
walking past crowds,
we are
if they are
competing
going
with.
to vote and they find
The margins are very wide, and you'll see in a few hours.
I think it's advisable.
So to answer your question, in the affirmative, it's a
voting areas
obvious
or
yes.
tallying centers.
And the aspirant has been
whisked away.
Whisked away on a border since the roads are a bit barricaded, and it is difficult for the vehicles to move as fast as that motorbike has whisked him away. The people who are escorting him appear to have been left on the ground, so we'd assume they were just supporters and not part
My name is John Med,
detail as
the Secretary General of the DCP part.
Would imagine. You can see the road is barricaded.
Our candidate,
they are allowing vehicles to
and the process so far is satisfying. We are very satisfied by the plans and the way the IEBC is.
I think it's going to be a tense afternoon.
We can't say that we are.
Yeah, because these are high stakes by-election.
From the referee,
we have the ruling party and we have the opposition party DCP.
I think also in my history as a politician around,
the stakes are very high
be one of the highest
for both the
turnouts
government and the opposition. That's why you are seeing these sales.
Everywhere in the constituency.
Assumption or the allegations being made by
the only issue that I want to say is to urge our people, please come out and vote early. The process is very seamless. You see that all the people who are getting in there are spending very few minutes and they are out. The process is quite fast. And so therefore you have no reason to
traditionally, by-elections have been used as a litmus test by young parties or emerging parties.
you
trying
spend
to
very
measure
little
their
time
strength
here
against
at
the
the polling
existing
station.
or the
So I
big
want to
polls.
urge all our
If you
people,
look at
if you can come
the
out and
election
vote
up
before
to
11,
before
12,
20,
it will be good. So that, at
2007,
least we are certain that
you'll find that there were
even if it rains, because
some
it's
parties like
sunny
Kenya,
day,
which
even
were
if it
fielding
rains,
candidates
even
in
if
the
whatever
elections,
happens,
and
we
their
have all
victories
voted. We
were
have all
being seen
expressed
as
our
a
democratic
potential
right.
of
Let me say
possible
this.
outcomes for the 2007
Finally,
election. So this is
the
something
people are
that
very
has
calm.
happened even
You
in
can
the
see
past
that
when Kanu was
everywhere
in
the people
power.
are very calm. There are
For
instances here
or
and
for
there,
Dasili or for
of
Kenya,
course,
as the
obvious
case may
bribery
be,
from
whenever there
people
was
that
a
you are
by-election in their
competing with,
strongholds, you will see
which
this
is,
kind of
it's neither
commentary
here nor
that this is
there.
a measure of what will happen.
The point is, the people are very calm.
In the subsequent election. But you remember that Ol Kalou is not a very
Bwana
cosmopolitan constituency. It's
Jonas
in
is on
Nyandarua. Nyandarua is
people are calm.
not very cosmopolitan.
Everybody's calm.
So I would not say
electoral officials are
that
calm.
what will happen here
Police
today
officers in
is
uniform
going to
are
be a
calm.
reflection of
The
what
only thing is that
going
you
to
give
be
us an assurance
to
that
be
there will not
witnessed
be
in
hooded policemen
2027,
here.
because
Every
these
policeman
people
will
are
be
largely
identifiable.
homogeneous in
That
their
is
thinking.
exactly
This is
that
a
we
rural
expect
constituency, it's not
from
an
our
urban
county
constituency.
security team.
And
That
is
is the only
traditionally
thing
the
that we
people of
expect,
Ol Kalou
that we'll
have
be able
been
to secure all these
defiant.
places.
They
We
say
are
that
hearing here and there, here
they are
and there, here
descendants
and
of
there.
Mau.
But generally,
So
the place
what
is
is
very
happening in Ol
calm. We
Kalou
have not seen
may be a
any
big
major
test,
incidents
but it's not
around our polling station here or anywhere else. We hope that it will be the same until evening. But we want to urge our people. The clarion call is to urge our people to come out and vote. Come out and vote,
right here,
and come out in good time.
unison
Please do not wait until it is late. Do not wait until it is afternoon. Just come out and vote, because I'm sure since we came here, you can see the lines are moving really quite fast. You people have been here. You've seen that the lines are moving very fast. The Honorable Sami has voted very fast. The wife has voted very fast. So the governor was here, voted very fast. So
just
we
looking
do not
at
expect
some of the reactions that we have out there, is we are expecting that any time from now, from his Wamunyoro residence, the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua,
Member of Parliament for Naivasha constituency.
The media. And the
what I can say about this election
speech,
is
as he has issued on his
like
page, is that he's going to be speaking on political violence and electoral fraud
the voter
in Ol
and stays for
Kalou.
like 3-5 minutes before they
it
come.
would be interesting to
So
hear
this is a
what
very
he
important
will
election.
have to speak on the issue.
met
However, he
our
had earlier raised concerns.
At 5 o'clock,
among his concerns,
I've visited a few.
Around
so the queues are
ago,
very long, but they are moving very fast, like it has been said. Kwa hivyo mimi ningeuliza tu wananchi wajitokeze. And from now on, we just want the prevailing peace to continue up to the end.
Reiterating his
we met in
earlier
Gorika
call
at 5 in darkness, and it was very chilly.
To have these
we met again at Mumbi, and now we have met here, which means mtu wa kujituma amezunguka sana, pia sisi tumezunguka sana, and we are hoping to win. I was elected in a by-election, and people didn't come out. So why have people, Ol Kalou people, come out? So many of them. They are those who are still in Nairobi. They are boarding matatus. It is because this election is very, very important for this country. And we hope that it will end the way it has started. Thank you.
IEBC and
problem adequately.
just come nearer. Just come nearer.
Open up a bit. Don't push.
No, I think the country will go fast. I don't know why you people choose to come here. I want you to see the kind of kitchen that is in this school. I hope, Kamau, you can take care of this.
Yeah, we look into these issues at the right time. This is my alma mater, so we look. You can compare my work. This is what I did
when you're
as an MCA.
Okay.
And the kind of work there.
We didn't want to face this side. Okay. So you tell us when you're ready. We are ready when you are. Okay, do you have one person who can tell us when you're ready? Okay, do you have a person who can tell us when you're ready? Yes. Who? Who now? Just say the name.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, citizen is not ready. Weka picha kitambulisho. Lakini anyways hakuna shida. Umeshapiga kura?
It's a done deal. Done deal.
Yeah. Amen. Are we all ready? Okay. I think we'll start with the new member of parliament.
In waiting.
They're saying they're ready.
You can tell us what you have observed yourself about the whole exercise, and maybe something you have seen as a challenge, and maybe something that you would like done differently.
Well, for the record, my name is Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru, the DCP candidate for this by-election Ol Kalou constituency. I have just cast my vote right now, and I am very, very, very happy at the speed at which the IEBC is working. I had the privilege in the morning to visit several of the polling stations or polling centers. The turnout is very wonderful. The people have come out in numbers, and the officers that are there are doing quite a commendable job. Just a few hitches here and there that are common, like in the morning, some of our agents were asked to provide copies of the ID, which is not a requirement by law, but we had the RO solving the problem adequately. So from where I sit, the process is going on very nicely. The security is very tight. The people are coming out in numbers, and I imagine them to continue coming out. There's still time until 5. Those that are still traveling, we wish them well, safe journeys to arrive here on time, so that every vote counts. That is what we want. Every vote must count. We must exercise that right that is there in our constitution, what we call universal suffrage. Let everyone have the right to vote. Thank you.
Are you confident of winning?
Well, I have done my campaign very well. I have put my trust in God. The numbers are very good from the exit polls, both from our side and even the side that we are competing with. The margins are very wide, and you'll see in a few hours. So to answer your question, in the affirmative, it's an obvious yes.
Maybe you can tell us about an incident that happened last night where some people were attacked and some were rushed to Bahati and Nakuru Hospital. What would you say about that?
First, thank you. Okay, no problem. No problem. Is this a better place?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think it has been said as a president that we must introduce myself. So for the record, my name is John Medu, the Secretary General of the DCP party. And we are here to accompany our candidate, the Honorable Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru. And the process so far is satisfying. We are very satisfied by the plans and the way the IEBC is running this election so far. We can't say that we have seen any major issue, especially from the referee, who is the IEBC. And I think also in my history as a politician around, this would be one of the highest turnouts that I've seen around that everywhere in the constituency. The people are out, and they are out in large numbers. The only issue that I want to say is to urge our people, please come out and vote early. The process is very seamless. You've seen that all the people who are getting in there, they are spending very few minutes and they are out. The process is quite fast. And so therefore, you have no reason of saying that I'll wait at home until the queues are whatever. You come out and vote because you spend very little time here at the polling station. So I want to urge all our people, if you can come out and vote before 11, 12, it will be good, so that at least we are certain that even if it rains, because it's a sunny day, even if it rains, even if whatever happens, we have all voted. We have all exercised our democratic right. Let me say this, finally. The people are very calm. You can see that everywhere the people are very calm. There are incidences here and there, of course, obvious bribery from the people that we are competing with, which is, I mean, it's neither here nor there. The point is, the people are very calm. We want to ask the chairman of our county security team, Kwana Jaldesa, the onus is on you. The people are calm. Everybody is calm. The electoral officials are calm. The police officers in uniform are calm. The only thing is that you give us an assurance that there will not be hooded policemen here. Every policeman will be identifiable. That is the exact thing that we expect from our county security team. That's the only thing that we expect, that I will be able to secure all these places. We are hearing here and there, here and there, here and there. But generally, the place is very calm. We have not seen any major incidents around our polling station, here or anywhere else. We hope that it will be the same until evening, but we want to urge our people. The clarion call is to urge our people to come out and vote. Come out and vote, and come out in good time. Please do not wait until it is late. Do not wait until it is afternoon. Just come out and vote, because I'm sure since we came here, you can see the lines are moving really quite fast. You people have been here and you've seen that the lines are moving very fast. The Honorable Sami has voted very fast. The wife has voted very fast. So the governor was here, voted very fast. So we do not expect any issue or any hitch. Question? Okay.
Yes, my name is Jane Kihara, Member of Parliament for Naivasha constituency. What I can say about this election is that it doesn't look like a by-election, where the presiding officer waits for the voter and stays for like 3-5 minutes before they come. So this is a very important election. I met our candidate at 5 o'clock at Gorika. I've visited a few. So the queues are very long, but they are moving very fast, like it has been said. Kwa hivyo mimi ningeuliza tu wananchi wajitokeze. And from now on, we just want the prevailing peace to continue up to the end. We met in Gorika at 5 in darkness, and it was very chilly. We met again at Mumbi, and now we have met here, which means mtu wa kujituma amezunguka sana. Pia sisi tumezunguka sana. And we are hoping to win. I was elected in a by-election, and people didn't come out. So why have people, Ol Kalou people come out, so many of them? There are those who are still in Nairobi. They are boarding matatus. It is because this election is very, very important for this country. And we hope that it will end the way it has started.
Thank you.
Bishop.
the police themselves, or the government officials. But we are still expecting that all shall be well for the people of Ol Kalou.
Still while at it, Bishop.
After they vote, they finish the process and they get back to their business, normal day-to-day business. In the next few minutes, we'll be seeing the UDA candidate Samuel Mushina Nyaga coming here to vote. He's in stream, the stream, and this should be the stream. And before that, we'll also see the process.
The team of public transport that has given out their vehicles to take goons to Ol Kalou to kill the people of Ol Kalou. This is unacceptable and it will be punished. I am announcing to the people of Mount Kenya region that Molin luxury shuttle must be boycotted forthwith, and it will get no customers in this region for agreeing to ferry goons to go and kill Kikuyus in Ol Kalou. And I want to ask everybody in all 11 counties, forthwith, Molin luxury shuttle must be boycotted and should not get a single passenger anywhere because of what they are doing. I want to ask these members of parliament from this region who are being used by William Ruto to injure their own kinsmen, to beat up their own people, to overturn the will of the people, that they are traitors and they are an embarrassment to our community. Charles Karondo, Dennis Itumbi, Eric Wamumbi, Betty Maina, David Gekaria, Sabina Chege, Wamuratha, Kawanjiko, you are an embarrassment to our community. How can William Ruto fool you to organize violence against your own people? I have been told now they are regrouping. They are planning to storm all the polling stations. And I'm surprised that EFECON and IEBC has said nothing, even after polling stations have been attacked by hooded police. They are moving in vehicles in broad daylight with rifles and wearing masks, and IEBC is quiet because they are part of it. IEBC and William Ruto are part and parcel. And it is now clear that we shall not have a peaceful general election I think Ol Kalou is address rehearsal by William Ruto on how he can use rogue police to subvert the will of the people. I want to tell IEBC, from what has happened, we'll be mobilizing the people of Kenya to call for your disbandment. You are an embarrassment to the people of Kenya. This election was very peaceful until you connived with William Ruto to cause violence. These people now have retreated to Royal Garden Hotel, where they are planning to storm all polling stations and disrupt the counting and overturn the will of the people. I am calling upon the people of Ol Kalou, all of them who voted, to go back to the polling stations and fortify and barricade our polling stations and make sure that the will of the people is not subverted. I want to tell William Ruto, I'm sure you want to kill the Kikuyu population because you have a beef with us. You must start today with Ol Kalou. For you to steal this election, you must kill the people of Ol Kalou. And that is, if that is what you have decided, to kill the people of Ol Kalou, please go ahead. And I'm asking everybody from Ol Kalou, all our young men, women, old men, to go back to the polling stations and fortify them and stop these police goons from subverting the will of the people. We cannot allow William Ruto to subvert the will of the people, to successfully conduct a pilot on how he shall force the people of Kenya to elect him as president next year. IG Douglas Kanja, much I sympathize with you. You are an embarrassment to our people here, not just in Nyeri, but the mountain. This afternoon, Douglas Kanja is my neighbor here. I called a common friend and asked him to call Douglas Kanja and put him on speakerphone and pose to him 2 questions. Why is he allowing William Ruto to use him to kill and maim his kinsmen from the mountain? I asked him to ask him, why has he surrendered the command of the National Police Service to Kipchumba Murkomen and his tribesmen? Because these are Ruto and his tribesmen who have declared war on the Kikuyu people. And Kanja told that person, and I heard clearly, that he has no control of the National Police Service, and what is happening in Ol Kalou has the direct authority of William Ruto, and there's nothing he can do. He was crying, saying how sad he is, saying that his work has been taken over by Kipchumba Murkomen, and he is even contemplating resignation ahead of his impending retirement. It is therefore confirmed that this massacre that is going on in Ol Kalou has been authorized by William Ruto himself. And we want to ask you, William Ruto, these people of Ol Kalou, the people of Nyandarua, the people of this region voted for you to a man to become president. Why have you declared war on them? Why are you unleashing violence on women and children? Why have you converted the National Police Service into a rogue outfit to kill people and to maim people? But I'm not convinced that when William Ruto sent the National Police Service to Haiti, the intention was never to go and help the people of that great country on how to deal with the criminal gangs. He actually sent the National Police Service to benchmark and learn how to work with the criminals and goons to assist him to be elected by the people of Kenya next year. I want to say now I'm convinced than ever before that we shall not have a peaceful election, that we shall have anarchy and civil war. If what William Ruto is doing in Ol Kalou today is what will happen next year, there will be civil war in this country. We have seen it. You, the media, the nation newspaper, the NTV, the journalists who are beaten up, and their equipment confiscated, so that they don't record the mayhem that is happening in Ol Kalou. So Kenyans must know now, they must be prepared, that we are going to have a big problem next year. We have a compromised IEBC working under William Ruto. We have a president who has gone rogue, who is determined to force his way back to power, using whatever method, including killing people and maiming people. And Ol Kalou is a pilot of what will happen next year. The DCP candidate is leading with 90%. And the people of Ol Kalou must make sure these results are announced today. And we are asking all members of the public in Ol Kalou to move quickly from now and occupy and surround the polling stations and withstand the assault that is being planned by William Ruto to overturn the will of the people. Later on, the entire population will move to Ol Kalou town. 50,000 people around the tallying center. And if William Ruto wants to massacre the Kikuyu population in Ol Kalou, he can go ahead and do so. He has harassed our people enough. He has ruined our businesses. He has sacked our people from KRI. He has sacked our people from the army. He has sacked our people from the civil service. He has sacked our churches. He has made sure our pending bills are not paid. He has attacked us in churches. Now he has decided that he will force us to elect people from his party. And he is prepared to kill people. He is prepared to unleash violence on the Kikuyu population because of his hatred for this community. What has happened today is an eye-opener to my people. Please wake up and know now that William Ruto means very bad thing for our community. And all those of you who work with him, you are traitors of our community. You are shameless. Nobody can believe that Kikuyu's member of parliament can join William Ruto to kill their own kinsmen because of an election. And all of them will be voted out, I can assure you. No member of parliament or senate working with William Ruto to unleash violence on our people will be re-elected. And Moses Kuria, shame on you. You are organizing gangs and goons to attack our people in Ol Kalou. For the longest, you have been organizing goons to attack businesses belonging to the Kikuyu nation. Our people have really suffered under your hands. How much money do you Kikuyu traitors need from William Ruto to betray your people and turn against them and brutalize them and maim them and use guns? So I'm told tear gas is being assembled so that when they go to the polling stations and they fight our people, they can use tear gas on them. I want to urge our people not to run away. Carry a bottle of water and Colgate to deal with the effects of tear gas. The people of Ol Kalou, the people of Nyandarua, are the true sons and daughters of the Mau Mau. They cannot be intimidated today. They must put up a fight, and a strong one. It is unfortunate that the man we gave our vote, whom we trusted with our vote, has turned against us. And he is unable to accept that we have a democratic right to choose whoever we want. He wants to force us to choose his candidate, and it will not happen. I'm told they want to try to overturn the results, and if they can't, they cause chaos so that the election is cancelled, and then they have another opportunity to repeat the election once more. Even if the election is repeated 10 times, the results will be the same. They have spent 14 billion shillings in projects in Ol Kalou. People have said no. They have spent 1.2 billion bribing voters. People have said no. That is the Kikuyu nation for you, Mr. William Ruto. You don't know the Kikuyu. You are touching a very raw nerve. You have now radicalized the Kikuyu nation beyond limit. And you face the consequences of a radicalized Kikuyu nation. And I'll be calling upon this community to boycott all your public meetings forthwith, because you have declared war on the community. We cannot allow you to persecute this community further. You have done more than enough. You have done enough damage to this community. You have abused us. You have called us tribal. You have called us prostitutes. You have used all manner of adjectives to describe this community that gave you power. Now you have decided to use force, to use police, to brutalize our people, using traitors from the community. Shame on them. Nobody can believe it. No other community joins another to fight their own people. Eric Wamumbi, Betty Maina, Charles Karodo, Dennis Itumbi, David Gikaria, Sabina Chege, Anu Amurada, Juguna Kawanjiku. What has happened to you? How do you feel today you are in Ol Kalou organizing police to brutalize your own people? I can't believe it. But you'll be served